A 52-year-old woman beat the odds. She survived COVID-19 early on in this pandemic after doctors say she really only had about a 50% chance of survival off a ventilator.
Even though she's been out of the ICU for months now, life really hasn't gotten much better. Denver 7's Gary Brode tells us she and her daughter are only days away from living on the streets.
What's going to happen to me?
That's the question Ravi Turman asked herself over and over after being diagnosed with COVID-19. It's a question she's still asking.
I don't know what to do.
Turman spent 15 days at UC Health in their COVID intensive care unit. More than half of that time was on a ventilator.
I was so lonely in there. I still struggle with that.
When I took over her care, she was in a very critical stage of her illness. She was requiring quite a bit of support on the ventilator.
Dr. Josh Dewan says Turman's fighting spirit got her through the tough times, but she's not completely out of the woods yet.
When someone is as sick as Ravi was, it's a long recovery process.
While she beat the virus all the way back in April, Turman is still feeling the effects.
The shortness of breath, I get dizzy spells, I get a lot of memory issues.
And when she got out of the hospital, life did not get much better.
We were staying in an Airbnb at the time, and we got put out of it. So while I was in the coma, I was put out.
Turman lost her job with the state, and around the same time, she found out her 29-year-old daughter, with no prior history of seizures, was experiencing them on a regular basis.
We've been struggling. First, I couldn't work, and she couldn't work.
Turman eventually found another job, but is only working 2 days a week. Barely enough for her and her daughter to pay for their hotel they've been staying in since late July.
Situation is that I've only paid for another 6 days, and I don't know what's going to happen after that.
And living out of their car isn't an option either.
My car is broken down. We don't know what's exactly wrong with it.
With each passing moment, fear creeps in for the survivor who has nowhere to turn.
I just need help. I just want help.
In Aurora, Gary Brode, Denver 7.
Well, if you would like to help, we have set up a fund through Denver 7 Gives. And when you go to our website, thedenverchannel.com, click Denver 7 Gives, and under the drop-down menu, select Help Ravi Turman.